Hello students. Today in this video we are going to study about diversity in India. Now students, you know that our country India has many diversities. We speak different types of languages, we have different types of foods, we celebrate different types of festivals, we practice different types of religions, but actually if you think about it, we do many things that are similar except that we do them in different ways. So the way of enjoying our festivals or believing in the religion, that is the different, but that is that the thing, that is diversity, and this diversity can be seen in our country. Now how these things are different? Now you can see that there are different ways to pray. Now we go to the temple to pray. Muslim people go to mosque to pray. Christian people go to the church to pray. The Sikh people, they go to the Gurudwara to pray. So that ways of praying to the God is in a different way. Next is different ways to get married. The marriages also occurred in the different ways. People have some different beliefs. For example, Sikh people, their marriages are conducted in the Gurudwara. Christian people, their marriages are conducted in the church. Hindu people, their marriages are conducted in the temple, or the rituals they follow that are of their own religion. Then different ways of dressing. The way of dressing is also different in everywhere. So people in the different part of our country, they wear the different types of dress. For example, in Gujarati people, their traditional dress is chaniya choli, and the people of Manipur, they wear this type of special dress. It is called the phanek, Phanek, phanek. It is the dressing of Manipur. Then so like this, different areas people wear the different types of dress. Salwar suit is the common dress for the women in our country, and men generally they wear the shirt and pant. But if you go to the south part of our India, there Muslim men, they used to wear the lungi, or it is known as the vesti. Then next is the different ways to greet each other. Greet each other means when we are meeting somebody, we are doing the greet to each other. Means for example, in Gujarati, we say if we meet somebody, so we say Jai Shri Krishna. Okay, so that is a way to meet the people in the different ways. We say hi, hello, how are you, like that. So like that in the Jharkhand, people, the Adivasi people in the Jharkhand, they speak Johar. Like we say Jai Shri Krishna, Kemcho, like that. So they speak Johar. And the different ways in which people cook rice, that is also different. So people cook rice in a different way also. So we cook the rice, plain rice, or making the pulao, or making the biryani with the vegetables. Those people who are eating the non-veg, they are eating the non-vegetarian things in the biryani. Then pulao, the different types of ways of rice is also there we can have. Now students, that how these differences comes to our country, how do we explain this diversity? That little more than 200 years ago, or long before that, the train, aeroplane, bus, car, they became a part of our lives. People traveled from one part of the world to another in ships or horses, or on camels, or by foot. They used to go from one place to another. So often they went in search of new lands or new places to settle in, or for people to trade with. And because it took so long time to travel, once they got a place, people stayed there. Means when they were traveling from one place to another place, so maybe they had settled to any some of the place, and maybe they had lived there for the long time, and whatever their religious cultures things were there with them, they had it will be with them, and the place where they had stayed, of that state, of that place culture also they had accepted. So this becomes the differences also. Many people left their homes because there were famines and drought, and they could not got enough to eat, and many times many people they used to left their place for the reasons like the drought condition. ड्रॉट मीन्स सूखा पड़ जाना, फेमाइंस फ्लड आ जाना, और माइट बी भूखमरा हो जाना वहाँ पे. दे आर नॉट गेटिंग द प्रॉपर ऑक्यूपेशन ओवर देयर, जॉब ओवर देयर, सो माइट बी दे हैड ट्रेवल्ड फ्रॉम वन प्लेस टू अनदर प्लेस. Some went in search of the work while others left because there was a war. At that time, some people they had left their place because of the work. They are not getting the work, or they in search of the work they used to travel to different places. Or at that time, many places war was also there, fights were there. That was also reason to for the people to leave their places. Sometimes, as they began to make their homes in new places, people a little, and at other times they managed to do things in the old ways. So their languages, food, music, religion became a mixture of the old and new, and out of this intermixing of culture came something new and different. Now many times students, you see that you are wherever you are living, so in your locality or in your neighborhood, some other people came, maybe they came from the other state or other part, so their culture might be different, and they also see our culture, they also try to mix up with our culture, and their culture also they tell us about it. So that is a mixture of the culture. Now the history of many places shown us that how many different cultural influence have helped to shape the life and culture there. Thus, regions become very diverse because of their unique histories. Now, there are different types of histories are there, unique type of religions are there in our country. Now, similarly, diversity also comes about when people adapt their lives to the geographical area in which they live. And many times, this diversity, these differences comes from the people they had adapted their lives, and that is also depend on the geographical features, means the environmental features of that place. For example, if the people are living near to the sea, it was different, their lifestyle will be different with the people those who are living in the mountainous area. Our lifestyle is also may be different from the people those who are living in the mountainous area. So not only do people have different clothing and eating habits, but even the kinds of work they do are different. In cities, it is often easy to forget how closely people's lives are tied to their physical surroundings. This is because in the city, people seldom grow their own vegetables and grains. Instead, they depend on the market to buy all the food and other goods that they need. So, the people those who are living in the city areas, they are dependent on the market for the food, vegetables, food grains, for all the things, whatever they needed. And if you go to the village areas, so in the village areas, most of the farms are there, and they grow their own vegetables, food grains, crops over there. So that is the difference in that. Now, in the next part, we are going to study the difference between the different features, geographical factors of our country. In that, we are going to study about Kerala and Ladakh.